Hey, it's ToPitoF, your new favorite YouTuber. Now, before you yell at me and throw me out of my own house, I have something to tell you. I'll admit that I've already made this video, but it's super outdated and really not that high quality. I bring to you Badlion versus LUNAR number 2. Also, Badlion and LUNAR, being the most popular clients, have really pushed out tons of updates since then. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this video. And please comment which one you use. It's going to be really interesting to compare the results. Today we're going to review who is more active in terms of popularity and who pushes out more updates. FPS comparisons for both of them. Common client questions. How many mods each of them have, and finally, how user-friendly they are. If you learned something new or even changed the client you plan, consider subscribing and don't forget to like the video. And at the end, I'm going to be hosting an interview that's going to show you the point of view of LUNAR and Badlion players. Should everyone subscribe to ToPitoF?
No.
If you haven't been living under a rock, then you should probably know that Badlion owners have been labeled as pedophiles. That does not impact the client at all. That is just caveman logic. And even dumber, some people say that anybody who uses the client at all is a pedophile. It's so stupid, I just wanted to get that nonsense out of the way. Okay, so a lot has happened in the past few months, and some of the major updates being Badlion adding mods dedicated for 1.18 and replay mod for LUNAR. But here's the weird twist, LUNAR client literally removed it without even telling us. But they also added new cloth cloaks for LUNAR Client Plus and LUNAR Client Plus itself. But when comparing these clients, I think we have to realize that LUNAR Client has more players, therefore more people say it's better than Badlion. So what I'm saying is try not to pick Badlion or LUNAR while watching this video. That's really not going to help you. So let's go into the FPS comparisons. And let's just see what FPS we get running around. So as I'm running around, I can see that I'm getting around 500, 300 FPS. That's extremely good. And beyond 200 FPS, I would say it's not even noticeable. So the range for LUNAR Client, I would say, is 300 to 600. Let's go to Badlion and use the exact same settings. Okay, so we're now on Badlion and the FPS has moved to the right. I'm sorry that my GUI is so big. I don't know how to fix it right now. But as you can see, I'm running around and I'm not even kidding you. I'm getting 800 to 1000 FPS. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if anybody knows this, but during my first Badlion FPS test, I actually had more FPS than LUNAR. So Badlion has really been sticking to their promise. Okay, let's go through common client questions. What is the best client for Minecraft? So a lot of people search this on Google and there's no direct answer because there really isn't a best client. It's up to you. I think we need to consider what the audiences are when we're looking at this question. Badlion is meant for more of a main audience, while LUNAR Client's really focusing on just PvP. Most of LUNAR Client's mods are just PvP related, but Badlion has so many more and diverse mods. What happens if I get banned from a client? That's the dumbest question I've ever heard. Never speak to me again. I don't even think you can get banned on clients. Is that even a thing? Okay, so here's an actual good one. How do clients actually improve your FPS? They use optimizations to ultimately show less things on your screen, such as lazy chunk loading and fast graphics. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have an entire video dedicated for that, so I dare you to click on that video. So how many mods actually are there? So I counted myself, and there's 59 LUNAR Client current mods and 81 current Badlion mods. But listen, Obama himself once said, "What are good mods if you don't even know they exist, bro?" So that's exactly where GUI comes in. Badlion has a terrible GUI. You might be wondering, what the heck is GUI? The GUI is basically branding and menus. So this is the GUI for LUNAR Client. And the thing is, LUNAR Client has done a tremendously better job at organizing all the mods, and from the looks of it, Badlion has no clue what they're doing in this field. It's like you told a newborn baby to organize all these mods, and this is what they gave you. And finally, let's look at how user-friendly they both are. So what client's more easy and more handy to use, especially for the first time entering a client? And based on the facts I just gave you, Badlion actually doesn't win this. LUNAR Client comes out on top. Because when you're scrolling in the Badlion mods list, you can really get lost. In LUNAR Client, that's not really a thing. And another part of the client is what the client looks like visually. So what do you think? I've done a community post and majority of people actually say LUNAR Client. And now the time you've all been waiting for, let's get into the interviews. What client do you use?
LUNAR Client.
LUNAR Client. I used to use Badlion.
I main LUNAR Client.
What do you think the strengths of LUNAR Client are?
I get much better FPS boosts on LUNAR than I did Badlion.
GUI is more aesthetically pleasing.
I think that the clients are pretty much identical, and it's really just personal preference.
What is one weakness about your client that the other client does better?
Badlion gives a bit more FPS.
I think their cosmetics are expensive.
So what would you use if LUNAR Client was deleted?
Probably switch to Forge or Badlion.
Probably just go back to Badlion.
I would probably use Forge.
What is your favorite part about Lunar?
The good-looking GUI.
I like how the cosmetics look.
In terms of just clients in general, I think the biggest strength of just clients, especially Lunar, is the FPS boost.
Should everyone subscribe to TipEdWef?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to be in one of my videos just like the interview that you just saw, then I shall introduce you to today's sponsor, the join button. Everyone who is in the interview is a channel member, and if you want to be part of my content, then you should consider becoming one too. I will see you very soon.